Posh Allen here. I've infiltrated one of the lairs of the gatekeeper. They're offering sacrifices to some strange foreign god. Who knows what powers they may have, but I need to welcome the newest Knights of Alexandria to join our forces. Sir Mark, Dark Lord of the Broken Empire. Sir Kai, Captain in the City Watch. And also Sir Sharon, Queen of the Night Court. Wish me luck. I'm crawling in.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Library of Alexandria. So today is going to be my December TBR video, and we're going to do things a little bit differently this month because this month I am involved in what is perhaps the most competitive, the most bloodthirsty, the most terror-inducing, bone-chilling readathon of all time, and it's the Reindeer games over on the Shelf Space Book Club. We have been split into teams of 5 or 6 and are competing in how much we can read over the course of the month. I am the captain of Team Snow Miser.
I'm Mr. White Christmas. I'm Mr. Snow. I'm Mr. Icicle. I'm Mr. 10 Below.
And as my team can literally control the weather, we can literally control how cold it is. Absolute zero everywhere. We automatically win. Everyone's frozen. We're the only ones that can survive in this frozen wasteland. We can win. No one else has any opportunity. No one else has a chance. This readathon is really competing for second place because Snow Miser has really already taken the gold. So, tune in to other people who are involved in this to see who you can root for second and third, because first place has already been taken by Snow Misers. I do want to shout out all the other people who are on my team, all of whom have BookTube accounts themselves, with the exception of Patty, who has a Bookstagram account. I'm going to put all their links right down there in the description. We have Patty, who I just mentioned. We have Lyra. We've got Pete. We've got Gregory, and we've got Alicia all joining me on this quest for dominance, which is all but certain. Really. Maybe the only one that can defend against the cold is Jack Skellington, because he's undead. But you know what? Hired a priest. Done. They use turn undead. We win. So, the way this works is there are 12 different prompts. You earn 10 points per 100 pages you read, and an extra 5 points for any book finished that fits one of the 12 prompts. Now, I am semi-realistic, and I do not have 12 books because I'm not going to read 12 books in December. Yes, I've got a couple weeks off for Christmas because I teach, but I'm not going to read 12 books in December, especially when you see what one of them is. So, I've got 7 books here for you, which is really pushing it. We'll see. And so I'm going to go over these. I'm going to go over the prompts. I'm going to flash the whole prompt graphic up right here. For more information, just check out Shelf Spade. Come join the Discord, and you can kind of follow along as we start today. When this goes up, we will have begun. So, the first prompt I will be reading for is Homemade Present. Read a self-published novel. And for that one, I have a carryover from last month, and that is Sword of Kaigen by M.L. Wong. So as you can see, I have started this, but I have not yet finished it. I get credit for the pages that I read in December, even if I have started the book prior. This is self-published. I was not able to get to it last month, so I am currently reading this. I'm gonna finish reading this first thing I'm gonna read, and so that will be my self-published. Buzzwords abound. This is like, man, I don't even know what's going on in this book. It's like waterbenders meet the frickin', I don't know, season 2 of Arrow meets Samurai Warriors. It's very strange. So I don't know really what this is about. I'll have a review when I'm done. So, there you go. That's prompt number 1. Prompt number 2 is Family Holiday Time. Participate in a Shelf Space buddy read. So, with this one, the Shelf Space pick for December is Boosh, Promise of Blood by Brian McClellan, book 1 in the Powder Mage trilogy. So, I have an announcement to go along with this one. I will be the co-host of the live show this month. This is actually my pick for shelf space this month, and I'm super excited to be a part of this live show. Last month, I was part of the Rebecca live show over the Top Shelf Society, and that was my first live show. So I'm super excited to be involved in another one. I don't know much about this book. I know that my boy Joel is on the cover. I know this has amazing cover art. I know that it is like based on the French Revolution, Napoleonic era type thing, and that gunpowder is used for magic. You may have heard that they snort gunpowder, yes, but there are also other magic users that use magic through their hands. They summon the element with one hand and they shape it with the other, and so to do that they have to wear gloves, and so they have these fancy, each magic user has like a fancy type of glove that helps shape his element, and you stop them by cutting their hands off, which is super cool. So it sounds really cool. I know that Kevin the Undying hates it. I think this is because he was present at the French Revolution, and so it brings back too many memories of the bourgeoisie being dragged to the guillotine, but I'm going to give it a shot. I think it looks really, really good, so I hope that everyone doesn't hate it in the Discord. That would be terrible, like if everyone hated it and went to the live show and it's like, yeah, this book was terrible. It's like The City We Became, where there's like 3 people that liked it and no one else did. So I'm hoping it's not one of those, but that is numeros duo for this readathon. Prompt number 3, checking it twice. Read a book that you have read, previously DNF'd, or took a break from. So for this one, it is going to be my monthly Boosh, Terry Pratchett Jingo. This is book 4 of the City Watch books, and I am buddy reading this with some people over in my Discord, with Katrina and with Kai and with Jay. We're all going to be reading this. It's going to be super fun. Like, I've never actually buddy read a Pratchett book. I've always read them on my own and had to talk to people about them afterwards. Now we can talk about them together, and it's super cool. This book is about, so an island appears in the middle of the sea, and both Ankh-Morpork and some other nations in Discworld have claim to it, and it's kind of about xenophobia and about how really we'll find any excuse to go to war, and we hate them because they're the other, and we're going to war over what, really? So this is Pratchett's send-up of this really hawkish, warlike nationalism, and I remember really liking this one. I think the patrician's in this one a lot, which pleases me greatly. So that is book 3. Prompt 4, stocking stuffer. Read a short story collection or a novella. So for this one, I'm going to be reading Boosh, All Systems Red, Murderbot number 1 by Martha Wells. So this was actually my patron pick. I asked the patrons, I'm like, hey, what do you want me to read in December? Pick a book. And they gave me a bunch, and I chose some random ones, and then put up a poll, and this is what they chose. And I am so glad they chose this for 2 reasons. 1, it is a novella. It is blessedly short, 160 pages. Oh, glory be and the saints be praised. But 2, I've also heard this is really good. It's about a robot who is, kind of a douche and doesn't want to do what he's told. He's supposed to murder, I think, and I guess he just doesn't want to. I hear he likes to watch soap operas. So I've heard this is really good. Charmaine, I know, has read all of them and loves them, and I think Katrina's read the first one, and Melissa's read the first one, and they really like it, so I don't think I'm going to dislike this one. It's going to be a super easy read. I'm going to feel super accomplished, just snagging at 160 pages, and that prompt points. Yeah! Prompt number 5, naughty list. Read a book with an unlikable protagonist. Well, there is no question the most unlikable protagonist that I have read outside of Rage of Dragons, and that is The Burning God by R.F. Kuang. So, Rin is the worst. She's just the worst. Guys, and you don't have to pile on and be like, well, she's had so much trauma. Well, she's had to survive. Well, I don't care. I don't care. The books are fine. I don't hate the books. And I don't hate Rin. I like the books. Rin's just the worst. And if you like Rin, you know what? Good for you. Good for you. She needs some fans because that woman is lonely. She is lonely because all of her friends hate her because she's the way she is. So, I don't like Rin at all, but I do love the story, and after Dragon Republic, I am super excited to see how this trilogy gets concluded. So, Burning God will be number 5. We got 2 more, guys. We got 2 more. Let's check it out. Prompt number 6, Santa's Elves. Read a book that has magical creatures. We kept these purposely like kind of broad so you could really kind of fit a lot of things. Well, there's a ton of magical creatures in this next one, and this is the one that makes me the saddest, but it is The Crippled God by Stephen Erickson, book 10 of the Malazan Book of the Fallen. So guys, I've got to finish Malazan. There were some other books that I thought about putting on this list for the Readathon, but I am determined to finish series. If you saw my end of the year tag, I am all about finishing series that I have begun. And with Burning God and Crippled God here, 2 God books, both Burning and Crippled, I can finish out 2 series. And so I'm excited to do that. Dust of Dreams left on a big old cliffhanger, so I am excited to read it. It's just huge, guys. Look at this, 1,150 pages. Like, it's insanity. 1,150 bleeding pages. But this is filled with magical creatures. We got the Forkrill Assail and Kachin Shamal and the Jagged and a bunch of other things. That little squid thing, the little parasite thing that Shirkalal uses. The perfume thing that y'all know what it's like, the oud or something like that. I don't know. That thing. Plenty of magical creatures up in here. I mean, so yeah, dragons. There's dragons. So I'm gonna read the Crippled God, and so then Andy can suck it.
You can suck it. You suck it. Suck it!
And I can be like, Professor Philip, I finished it. And also to Andy, he doesn't just have to suck it.
You suck it.
But I can also be like, Andy, I finished this. And Iskar Jarek also, hey, guys, I finished this. Let's be part of the conversation. So I'm excited to finish Malazan. I really am. Like, this is just like I started reading Malazan in like 2007. So it's a 13-year journey, if you will. And finally, the most hackneyed of my prompts, it is Christmas Tree. Read a book that has a forest in it. And I asked, and I'm reading Boosh, Malice by John Gwynne, book 1 of the Faithful and the Fallen series. And I asked Jessie at a Bookish Mom, I'm like, hey Jessie, is there a forest in this book? She's like, yeah, there's a scene with a forest. I'm like, cool, good enough. There's a scene with a forest. It has a forest in it. Done. So I'm starting this series. I know I just finished saying that I was trying to finish series, and here I am starting this series. I got to get people all the way off my back about this and go ahead and start the Faithful and the Fallen series. I hear it's really good. I hear it is not about Vikings, which is what kept me from reading it for so long, because, Leanna, I don't hate Vikings, but, I mean, Vikings are, they're like, I don't know, Vikings are like D tier of historical peoples, you know. I mean, the Romans are obviously S tier up here. So yeah, Vikings are just, they're Vikings. It's fine. So anyway, there's nothing to do with Vikings. I hear it is an epic fantasy, and there's a bunch of characters, and then Malice, the first like 70% of the book, is figuring out who's who and what the heck's going on, because tons and tons of characters. But I do hear that is really good, especially as the series goes on. So this will be a series that I begin this month as I close out 2 others. So all told, if I actually finish reading all of these books, including the what I have left in Sword of Kaigen, that is going to be like 3,900 pages, which is only doable if I do a crap load of reading during the break when I'm not at school. So it's doable, but extremely unlikely. So that would be that 3,900 pages would total out for my contribution to my team to 390 points, and then 7 prompts, giving me another 35 points for those, so that my team contribution, if I finished all of these, would be 425 points as my contribution. Again, this is a foregone conclusion. I can't wait to see what everybody else is putting up. I've been super excited watching all the TBRs that are related to this Shelf Space Readathon. Feel free to join us in Shelf Space if you want to watch, if you want to keep up with the goings on. Thank you guys so much for watching. Information on my Discord and my Patreon is in the description. I'll see you next time, guys, with a rousing victory speech.